In this section, you want to gather as much information about the property and the business as possible. The more information you have, the better the presentation, and you pre-answer questions that the lenders might ask. Here are some things to focus on in your conversation. What is the condition of the property? How's the roof? How are the AC units and the heaters? How dated are the appliances? Flooring, kitchens, windows, landscaping, parking lots. This can have an impact because if there is a lot of deferred maintenance, the lender might want to impound, or they might even want the work done before closing. This is assuming that there is an existing property there as well. How old is the building? An older property might have some more risks and also be out of compliance with the city ordinances. What are the access points to the property? They call this ingress or egress, which is a fancy way of saying how people get in and out of the subject property. If you have bad access, this can make or break a property's success. What is the square footage of the buildings and the land they have? What are the floor plans and how are they laid out? How many floors or stories does the building have? How many parking spaces does the property have, which matters for office buildings in particular? How long are the bays for a car wash property? How many vacuums and pay stations do these have for car washes? How many units do they have for self-storage in apartments? What is the unit mix for the apartments and storage as well? Are there any amenities that the property has if you have an apartment or hotel? A pool, a rec room, concierge, sports activities, etc. If you're dealing with self-storage, you want to know if they are climate controlled or not. What is the clear height? And how many roll-up doors do they have? And do they have a yard for industrial properties? For triple net properties, you want to know who the tenant is, how strong their financials are, and how long the lease is. If there are any out clauses in the lease. If you're dealing with a church, you want to know how many members. Are they part of a large church organization? What is the plate income? What denomination are they? For assisted living facilities or senior care, what type of care do they focus on? Is it private pay or public pay? How many beds do they have in the location? If you're dealing with a business startup, you want to know the following. Why did they make the decision to start the business? Have they actually written a business plan? You'll want to get a hold of this. What exactly are they selling and how do they generate revenue? Who is their competition? Understand the description of the business products and services. What unique skills do they possess to operate the business and make it successful? What is their source of down payment? How many jobs will they create? And what is the name of the business? Is this a franchise or a private startup? If it's a franchise, how many locations does the franchise have? And is the franchise SBA eligible? Do they have a copy of the franchise agreement? If so, then can we get a copy? If you're dealing with an existing business, please ask the following questions. How many jobs will be created by this loan? How long have they been in business? What exactly do they do and how do they generate revenue? Again, is this a franchise or a private startup? If the franchise, how many locations does the franchise have? And is it SBA eligible? Do they have a copy of the agreement? And if so, we need a copy. How many employees do they have? Do their businesses have any affiliates? Affiliates are other businesses that are tied to the existing business or somehow intertwined. Is their business cyclical? If you're dealing with a housing or condo subdivision, then ask the following. How many lots and what are the sizes? What is the status of the lots right now? Are they platted and improved? How big are the homes and are they going to build them? What are the costs to build these homes? What are the floor plans for the homes? Are they planning on pre-selling any homes? If it's a refinance, who has the loan on the lots right now? There are more items for sure, but this should give you a fairly comprehensive overview of why you must dive into the details of the business and the property.